Had a job interview with boomers today. I had a virtual job interview. The second I saw the people around the room, I instantly knew I wasn't going to take this job. That was for an on-site system admin's job. People in the room were 3 boomers in VP and director positions and 1 middle-aged HR rep. Very first question I asked was why this was fully on-site with no remote possibility. The answer I received was, we found it much easier and friendlier to see each other in person to interact. It's a better way to build relationships and collaborate with one another, my response. I've been remote since COVID and I've managed to build great relationships and collaborate with others. Are you saying that it's wrong or not possible? The reply, well, you may have your preference, but we like being in person and find it more productive, especially with being able to walk in with an issue and not wait for it to be resolved. So this position is in person. Second question. How many people are part of the IT team? There's a total of 5 people. You'd all be sitting in the room together to be able to monitor each other and provide input to each other. 3 Road. Do you have any projects in the works for the position? They said they have a 5-year plan. I asked to elaborate. They mentioned moving from their old equipment to cloud-prem. I asked why is it so old? Why did they not upgrade or make the move sooner? The boomer IT director said because he didn't believe cloud would take off and why change hardware if it wasn't broken? Fourth, they slipped the position has been opened for a few months. I asked why has it been opened for so long? They reply because everyone wants a remote job. We'd rather have someone who's underqualified that's willing to be on site and fits our culture. Fifth, in the description it mentioned work-life balance. Can you elaborate? They said, well, we don't expect people to come in early or leave late. We expect 40 hours. 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I asked how is this work-life balance? This is a normal schedule. They said, well we give you your weekends. But you'll need to have a phone for any on-call issues. Sixth, do you have a salary range? They all looked at each other and the HR guy said well, it might be 100K. Maybe a bit less. It's all based on experience. VP of HR says he can't remember but it might be 90K. A brief moment of silence. IT director says well we can change the pay. We can be flexible. Last thing was they mentioned the next steps. I'd have to be in person to interview with them again. Then a third interview with about 10 random people and take a technical and behavioral test. Guys, I was baffled. I almost withdrew my application. But I decided to wait for a response on Monday. Whether or not they want to move forward, I doubt they will because I challenged everything they said. I'm going to tell them I was withdrawing my application regardless and did not like the way they are as management and the way they are stuck in older times. Save yourself from old generation boomers and them stuck in their ways. Edit. Update. Got a call rejecting me. I asked, out of curiosity, why did you decide not to move forward? The reply, the VPS felt you asked too many questions and were not a team player. They only want an on-site candidate. I replied, that's okay. I appreciate the call. However, I'm glad I was rejected. Either way I was not going to move forward because of the answers I received yesterday. This sounded like a position that was very micromanaged with toxic higher-ups. The compensation was not enough to convince me to be on site 5 days a week and be on call. I hope that you would reconsider the expectations for this role to the new norm and fill it with an exceptional candidate. Moment of silence. He replied, I'm a little speechless. This is not a new norm. It was temporary due to COVID. That's okay. Everyone has a preference. I wish you well in your job search. My reply, thanks. Best of luck filling the role. Edit 2. I've looked at all the replies. I'll answer some questions. It may be an on-site role, But job interviews are two ways. You ask questions and try to negotiate. They didn't budge on the subject, and that's okay for them. But not for me. They give you a salary price. But you don't right away accept it. Do you? Calling me an ageist and comparing it to transphobia? Lol. Okay. Do you? Whatever makes you happy. I don't give a damn about their age. They are very old men with very white to little to no hair. With sagging skin, wrinkles, and spots. I will assume they're boomers. Me asking questions and challenging their opinions and expectations does not make me a dick, entitled, or anything else. It's me trying to understand their point of views. Some people just accept what they're told. Others don't. This one is easy. You tell them your price is $125K on site or $100K remote. And let them decide what the priority is. Imagine if all jobs that could be remote were remote. Gas would actually be cheaper. Cars would be cheaper. Grocery stores might actually not be busy on weekends. Wow, what a world it could be. Firstly, good on you for challenging them on their points. Sometimes managers forget that interviews are two-way. You are interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. If they do come back to you and want you to go forward. Unlikely. I know. Tell them the only way you'd consider it is if they'll go with remote work. They won't, of course. But yet another candidate rejecting them because they want bums on seats might eventually make them see the error of their ways. You'll need to have a phone for any on-call issues. And what additional benefits are they going to be offering for agreeing to be on call? The position open for months. Yet the HR person in the interview didn't think to prepare an answer for the salary range prior to the interview. I would like to think that reading about these types of experiences has made me better interviewer and manager. Sorry for your experience, but thank you for sharing. I have a SW development degree and I work at a software company in the call center while I learn the language they use. They require us to be in the office even though this job can and has been remotely. They all worked from home during the pandemic. They said they require us to be in office because it's easier to communicate with other staff members. We communicate in teams 99% of the time. I'm not technologically inclined whatsoever, so I ask this question earnestly. Did the IT director's notion that cloud storage wouldn't take off cost the company money? And if so, how much would you estimate? Not no, but hell no. The last time I did an interview and was told I would be notified if I made it to the second round, I said, don't bother, I won't be attending. You're getting one interview and 1 to 2 hours of my time max. Honestly, to your point of them wanting someone underqualified, that's how I got my start in IT. I got a job I had no business having because I was willing to go into the office. As soon as I had enough experience to get a job with remote work, I bailed. Not a single ticket will be created. Just a bunch of people popping in cause their internet is broken. Especially with being able to walk in with an issue and not wait for it to be resolved. So the executives refuse to follow processes and will be constantly interrupting your work. Hey, the coffee maker is broken, but it plugs in. It's IT. Quote, you'd all be sitting in the room together. No personal space. Noisy ass open floor plan office. In the past, I've withdrawn my application mid-interview. Especially via Skype or whatever. Just a quick, actually, this isn't going to work for me. Thank you for your time. And sign off. Red flags are red flags. My job is fully remote, but sometimes I actually miss going to the office. What I don't miss is having to get up early. 'Cause now I don't begin work until 11 a.m. You ask too many questions is a huge red flag. So why did you interview for an on-site position if you wanted remote? My favorite answer to why a job can't be remote. It's not part of our culture. Okay, well, your culture sucks. There's no denying that working remotely has many advantages, some of which was outlined in the post-op. Mentioned that the interview was for an on-site system admin position, so it shouldn't be a surprise that they expected hours in the office. I'm curious. Knowing the job was for an on-site position, why did you apply? I would have just moved past that job and let it continue to sit vacant. If remote work is what you're looking for, why bother even wasting your time? In time, if no one applies, they may reconsider whether they really need the position to be on site. If you're on call, you don't really have your weekends, do you? Being able to walk in with an issue is a major way to disrupt someone's productivity. I only go into the office 1 day per week, and other people know that it's easier to email me. I will respond that I got the email, and if it's not super urgent, a guesstimated time frame for when they can expect me to get back to them with what they need. People constantly dropping in to ask a quick question causes me to get sidetracked constantly. This may be an unpopular opinion, but you sound like a bit of a dick, and their answers sounded reasonable. Feels to me like they probably dodged a bullet.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.